Hi everyone, it's Tonya, and I am going to make a tag super fast today for a package that I'm delivering to a friend of mine tomorrow for Christmas. And I never do tag tutorials, so this is going to be like one of my first, I guess. What I have here is a tag. Now, I always kind of have a stack of these already pre-glimmered, pre-distressed, whatever, so that when I need to do a quick project, I can do it quick. So it's already done. All I have to do is I've already gone over it with my Tim Holtz distressing tool around the edges. And now all I need to do is take some vintage photo and just kind of darken up the edges just a little bit to give them some dimension and depth. So I'm just going to take this and in a circular motion, I am going to add a little color to the edges. And I love the way the vintage photo complements this bluish green color. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite distressing ink colors. I love it. Love it. Okay, now that that's done, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I have a stamp over here. I always try to make sure that my back stays pretty clean too, because these tags that I make for Christmas, I want people to hang them on their Christmas trees for Christmas ornaments. So, and I know a lot of people who have homemade ornaments on their tree. So I just a little keepsake for people whenever I make it for them. So I always want to make sure the back looks nice and neat as well as the front. So now I have this stamp pad, and it's from Stampendous, and it is a music notes, and I have some broken china here, so I'm going to just kind of ink that up really good. And my fingers are disgusting because all I've done is play in my craft room all day today. It's been awesome. So I'm going to try and get this as even as I can. Press it hard. Make sure I get an even coverage, and I did. Oh, this looks so cool. Look at this, guys. Okay, and it's super sparkly. I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's a lot of glimmer in here. Okay, now I have this bird, and the bird was cut from the Tim Holtz bird cage die cut, and the paper that you see here is actually the packaging from some grunge board that I had. And it's paper, so it's not quite sturdy enough for what I'm looking for, so I just mounted it onto a piece of chipboard and cut it out. And I'm going to show you how I color in my birds. So again, I'm going to take the same distressing tool that I used before, and I'm going to use the Stays On Timber Brown. And the reason I'm using Stays On for this project is because the paper has a wax coating on it, and it's really slick. Brochure paper. So I want to make sure that it sticks to it, and distress ink probably won't. I don't want to lose this little wing. It's over here. I'm going to kind of clean this up a little bit too, so I don't get it all over him. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now that I've got this ink on here, is I'm going to just kind of brush across his back and the top of his head, down his wing, little tail feathers, and just really work that in so I get a nice shading. And this is what I have. And I'm also going to do the same process on his feet. And on the branch. So now this is what I have. And then I'm going to take the red Stays On. I have the cherry pink, actually. Where's my other distressing tool? And I'm going to do a same process, but this time only on the breast. And I'm going to do it in a circular motion just right there on his breast. And then I'm going to take, go back with your brown and just kind of get his wing too. It's a separate piece, so sometimes I forget to mention it. Okay, so I've distressed up the wing, and I've distressed up the bird itself. Then I'm going to take, and I have a slick writer here that's in brown, and I'm going to put a little eye dot for his eye. And then I'm going to come back with the black Slick Rider, and I'm going to do just a little semicircle over the top of his eye, and one just a tiny bit across the bottom. Then I'm going to take my mustard yellow stays on, and in the tip corner I'm just going to grab his beak and just put a little bit of that yellow right there on his beak. And then I'm going to take this brown again, and I'm going to kind of color in his feathers just a little bit more, just to give them a little more depth, and just kind of come over the edges just a little bit across his back, and down here across these feathers down here at the bottom. And I'm just kind of doing it in a wispy kind of motion. And if that pulls up, don't worry about it. We got a hot glue gun, says that's going to stay where it's supposed to. Just going to rub a little hot glue on that. Put that right back together. Okay, now I'm going to take again, I think it needs just a little bit more distressing on this little wing. I'm going to take and put just a little bit of glue on the very bottom tip of his wing, just on that little piece, the thicker piece. And I'm going to place that down, but I'm keeping my finger under the tip of his wing because I really want that wing to have some dimension, so that it's like this. Recording. Yes. Oh, I had to check to see if we were actually recording. Okay, so now I have my little bird, and I gotta figure out where I want to put him. I also have this little saying. It says, a bird does not sing because he has an answer, he sings because he has a song. So I'm going to stamp that with the broken china as well. And I have another one of my little glimmer dot pieces of paper here. So I'm going to place that right and stamp it down. Then I'm going to come back and cut that out. And don't worry if it's not straight. Again, I'm not being real particular with how I'm cutting this. And there's a reason for that. Because I think I'm going to take my distressing tool, because it's very forgiving for non-straight lines, and I love the look of it. I'm just gonna kind of slightly rag that out a little bit along those edges, getting them really good. And I love this light pink color. My friend is gonna love this tag. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to come back with my, I know y'all never lose ink pads when you're crafting, do you? Not like I do. I have my vintage photo here, and I'm just going to kind of ink up these edges just a little bit. I'm going to come back with my distress tool and just kind of rub it in a little bit. I need a new pad for this distressing, for this blending tool here, because it's crumpling up everywhere. Okay, so that's what my tag looks like. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. So I think I'm going to glue it down first so I know where to put the bird. And I have this just double-sided tape here. And I'll place it on here. And maybe about like right there. And then I'm going to take my little birdie. I'm going to cut that off the bottom just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to take these are like, this is like a little tree branch. I got this idea from the Tim Holtz 12 Days of Christmas tags. And this has these little beads, these little seed beads glued to it. So I thought it would make a really neat looking snow thing, which in Florida we don't have snow. So, and the whole branch is a bit much. So I'm going to cut off a little sprig of it, maybe to right there. And I'm going to place my little bird probably about right in there, and then maybe have my little sprig. Maybe my little sprig come out like that. I may have cut this one a little too short. Maybe if I had it come out like this way. This is live, guys. Total live. Maybe cut this. Ow. I cut another little piece off. Maybe put it. Oh, yeah, that fits much better. Okay. And I don't want to cover up that, but okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this adhesive across the bottom of this bird because I want him to pop up just a little bit. And I'm going to kind of frame out my words here. And I love it when things hang off the edge. Love it. So I'm going to have my little bird hang off the edge there. And maybe put that down like that. Put some hot glue on the back of that. I found these beads in the Christmas ornament section, and they were actually with the floral arranging stuff. Or maybe you're supposed to put them on your Christmas tree. I don't know. Anyway, that's where I found them. And then maybe take this one that I cut off a while ago as an accident and tuck him behind the bird, but put him up towards the top. Let me see here. Maybe put a little glue around the edge here. Tuck it in. Kind of pull it back this way just a little bit. See, now he looks like he's sitting in a tree. And then these little pieces that fell off, I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on the tip of this and glue them back on. Ugh, I hate the feeling of that hot glue spider webs. Okay, so now this is what I have. And I'm thinking I want to put a little flower on there. And I have these homemade poinsettias that I made that I've had in my stash. And this is why I love to pre-make my, my flowers. Because I like the fact that they're ready when I'm ready. And I'm going to put one of those little flowers down here somewhere. Maybe like right in there. Love it. Oh, look how cute that is looking. Okay, now for the topper. I have this ribbon, and this was from the Martha Stewart. I got it at Kmart, and it was the Martha Stewart ornament hangers. And all it is satin ribbon tied in a knot at the top. So you could do this with some scrap ribbons for sure. But I want that to come across the bottom and then this part to serve as my hanger for my ornament. So I'm going to put, what I'm going to do to tie it on there is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it down here in the bottom below the knot or below the hole on the tag. And then I'm going to take this tip, push it back up through the hole in between the center of the ribbon. And then as I pull it up tight, I'm going to fill in that hole with this knot. So, and I'm just going to pull these ribbons until this pulls tight and work it down. Pull it tight and work it down. There we go. And then I'm just going to kind of, so that those stay where I want them to stay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue across here. And a little bit of glue across here. And there we have it. Beautiful. Look at how pretty that is. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And please leave me comments. Let me know what you think about my projects. And I look forward to a very good new year this year. Holds lots of possibilities for me. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas.